Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the American Business Podcast for the Next Generation. I am Kevin Deveji, your host. I'm excited to welcome you to our next episode at the American Business Podcast. Today we'll talk about AI, a lot of AI, and I'd like to introduce you our guest today. I'd like to invite Yasmine Gardiner, and I'd like to welcome her. Let's make sure she's in our podcast. All right, perfect. Hello, Yasmine.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, everyone. How are you today?
Hello, hello. Welcome to our podcast. Thank you very much for joining us today. Well, let's get started if that's okay. We have a lot to cover, and we have a lot of AI to cover today, right? Very popular subject, and let's talk about it. Let's share some educational, informative content with our audience and followers. Great. Well, as a start, would you please introduce yourself and your company to our audience?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Yasmine Gardiner. I'm the founder and CEO at ClearSet.AI. We are almost 2 years old, but I've been in the data science and AI industry for 6 years now. I've worked at large corporations, startups, and then eventually DoD on various federal contracts. So I have a passion for data science, machine learning, just the different branches of AI, data governance. So I'm super excited to be here to talk about that and just learn a little bit more about what we do and how we can, alleviate those curiosities around AI.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I like to shift it towards your job, right? So, can you tell us about your job, what you do, and also how did you get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So here at ClearSet AI, we are a software and AI consultation company. So we build the software for you, whether that's internal software or software as a service. If you're looking to become an tech entrepreneur, and we also provide those AI consultations to have the one-on-one or group questions about AI. So my journey, honestly, I wanted to become an attorney. I'm here in Tampa, Florida. I graduated from the University of South Florida with my political science degree. I moved to DC, wanted to become an attorney, worked at law firms, and I said, I don't think this is for me. So, in that process, I had the opportunity to become a project analyst for a computer forensics company. And what that job entailed was taking data and extracting that information so that attorneys can present that in court. Now, even though computer forensics and data science are different, I was still new to data and I said, interesting. Let me do a deeper dive here. And that's where I was introduced to data science. And this was back in 2019. I like to say, I like to be ahead of the curve and stay within the trends. And I knew machine learning was going to allow me to do that based on predictive analysis. Just from there, I self-taught myself. I enrolled at the University of Maryland, College Park. Got my graduate certificate there. Worked at the companies, and then eventually, I was like, I'm in it. I like it. I love it. Let me start my own company while the time is here to help others. And now I'm currently getting my master's in data science at Syracuse. So it's been such a fruitful journey, but it's been so inspiring helping others with AI and having that better understanding.
Absolutely, it's an exciting subject, AI, and a lot to talk about, I'm sure. So, let's dive deeper. Also,
Mhm.
as next step, I like to shift it towards further in your career. Would you please tell us exciting parts and challenging parts about your profession in general? You are in the field of AI, which is an exciting field, and also you work with different companies on daily basis to address their AI challenges. Please, tell us about it.
So, the exciting part is that I come across so many people with fantastic ideas, great vision, want to be super impactful in this industry in the technology era. And there are people who have also seen what the dot com did back in the 90s, and they're like, man, I wish I would have took advantage during that technology era as well too. So I want to
Yes.
do the same thing here in AI. So you do see the enthusiasm, you do see people wanting to learn, and it's inspiring when people are just generally wanting to learn. So that's the most exciting part. The challenging part is that there are people who are scared of it. They're scared of it taking their jobs. They're scared of it how, is robots coming to attack us? So having to constantly give them that reassurance that no, it's here to help you with your workload and make you more creative, has been a little bit challenging because people I've learned to do more of like a hands-on approach, so that way they can see that it's not intimidating. Anyone of any age can be involved. It's just a matter of taking that next step and having a educator like myself willing to teach you and really take that time to understand what's going on, how it can be effective for your life.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely good to know. And also, well, speaking of AI, as we experience it nowadays, it's changing our lives. Looks like slowly but surely, and it's getting more and more important for companies. And it still looks like an early stage. So, from your point of view, you're in the AI industry, I must say. And so, how AI is going to be changing businesses and our lives in general moving forward? What is your take?
My take is that it's going to change the way we market. And I say that because you are able to have the opportunity to see how else you can scale. For example, I'm here in Tampa, Florida, but I could have a big demographic in New York and never would have known about that if I didn't look into my data and use AI technologies to give me those insights. So it's very powerful because it's going to allow you to just expand and grow. And that's what we want. We want to go past those statistics of, 1 year in business and 5 years in business. But how do we do that if we don't know where else we can grow? So being able to have that opportunity in your child in your business is super important, and I think it's such a sweet insider that I think people need to continue to think about more as they're growing and scaling not only their business but professionally as well too. You never know. And it's good to get, and it allows you to be more open minded as well too.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And let's shift it towards predictions. So, in each
Mhm.
episode, when we have a guest, we talk about predictions in terms of this year further. Let's talk about what is your prediction or what are your predictions about job market, economy, and AI 2025 and further.
Yeah, great question. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to see more and more people wanting to adapt and have technical skill sets. I believe that people are going to see that this is something that they have to implement in their professional lives as they're working, but then they're also going to see it as a way of how can I be more creative. So I'm seeing an increase of more people being creative using AI technologies and becoming tech entrepreneurs. So that has been very exciting to see. And then the next question goes into, well, how are we also practicing good AI? How are we practicing ethical AI, governance AI? And that topic has been very much trending because we want to ensure that the AI is now working on a unbiased or unethical practice so that everyone can have an advantage to it. So being able to have that understanding of how can I use AI in my life without having to harm someone else, harm data, and protecting my digital assets is where I see the trends are going. Because now the next step is AI is adapting, it's adopting into our life. Now we just need to make sure it's working in our favor to where we are practicing good AI.
This is a bonus question. Do you think
Okay.
AI will replace humans or occupations in the future?
Absolutely not. I mean, if you have an AI is supposed to do one thing that it's supposed to do. So, say for example, you have an AI technology and you telling it every time, I only want you to output Mercedes vehicles, whatever, it doesn't matter the year or the style or the model, but just only output Mercedes. That's its only job. It's not going to output BMW or Audi because you didn't tell it to do that. It will only do that if you tell it to do that. So it can't replace something where it still needs us at the end of the day. And regardless, data and AI, the trend is comes from society, it comes from the community, it comes from us. So it can't even make predictions without us. So I don't. It's not going to change. It's not going to take away your job. It's going to elevate it. And it's funny because I believe 2.5 years ago, when AI really was hot and popping, companies, they were firing their technical staff left and right. Oh, you're fired, you're fired. And then 6 to 8 months later, they brought them back. Why? Because they realized that AI can't do everything without somebody
Yes.
programming it. And the more people start to see that, the more they get excited to want to learn more technical skills. So that way, they can be at the forefront of programming good AI and also showing that, hey, you need me more than I need you.
Yeah, that's a great point. I sometimes join career day events, and one of them that I attended a couple of months ago, students ask me that question. So they ask me, "Hey, are we gonna have jobs in the future? Will
Hmm.
AI replace us? Do we have a chance?" So I'm glad that you addressed that point. And speaking of career, one of our mission in our podcast is to create an educational environment and educational content for next
Hmm.
generation professionals. So speaking of next generation professionals, let's talk about internships and apprenticeship programs a little bit. What do you think about internship programs and apprenticeship programs, and how they are helpful for the next generation business leaders and workforce?
I love it. Anything that involves education, I love it. Take advantage of it. And I say that's because when you have that hands on experience, that work experience, actually being in the environment, you get a better understanding of what's missing, what can be better, what's going to be the next trend, what people are looking at. So it's super important to really have that experience. Taking the internship and apprenticeship is super important. I mean, I've had other colleagues and good friends of mine who went through programs and now they're tech leaders. And because they have an understanding, they know what's missing because they had that opportunity to be where they wanted to grow and what they wanted to do. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Expand your education, continue to learn, continue to grow. Before I even started my company, I said I wanted to gain the work experience just to see what it's like so I can be able to have deeper insights of what's missing and what I want to continue to grow in my career. So I highly recommend. Please get that work experience, test it out, talk to people, communicate, allows you to collaborate because that's all business. That's what you do is collaborate and communicate all the time. So have
Yes.
this opportunity to spend time really taking all that you're learning from your internship to be able to apply it in your life in the long run.
Now you have your own business, and you have a in your career journey. Uh, have you had role models, or do you have role models? Can you tell us about your role models in general?
Yes, absolutely. So, in my personal life, my two role models will have to be my parents. My dad, he was a pilot. And man, just watching him, having to work in the hangars at the airport and having to be part of fixing the airplane was just so beautiful to see. I mean, he taught me math and science. And we grew such a great relationship up to his passing. And then my mom, she's from the beautiful islands of Turks and Caicos, and she worked so hard to get where she's at today. And just seeing her resilience and her discipline has just been so beautiful growing up with both of my parents. Now, in a professional life, I have a really good friend of mine. Her name is Avril Stinson. She's out here in Tampa, very, 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 very well known, very respected. But that's because she cares about helping others and such a kind woman. And just watching the way she is able to connect other people, being able to grow such a good community using her skill sets has just been inspiring to see as well too. So I look up to people who really prioritize morals, integrity, how they take their skill sets and and share the knowledge with others because that wisdom is super important. But in creating that strong, good community where we all can help each other and we all can learn from each other, and you never know just where that fruitful relationship would go.
Yes, yes. Thank you for sharing this. Well,
Yes.
we are coming to the last question on my list, and let's talk about next generation. And from your point of view, what are your career advice to next generation workforce, next generation business leaders and professionals?
No, this is great. So what I like to do, and I tell people this too, write down your likes and your dislikes. And then when you do that, you get to see, okay, the stuff that I do like, I can turn that into something because it's going to grow a passion in me. And once you're passionate about anything, oh my goodness, you are full force in. And if you just take the time to really know what's going to make you more passionate, is going to initiate that fire regardless. Because, of course, Kevin, I'm sure you know, we go through challenges. And sometimes those challenges can knock us down and, you know, it makes us maybe not want to get back up. But if you have that passion for something that's really making you smile every day, those challenges just makes it much more easier to overcome, and it becomes a testimony. So I really recommend just taking the time, learn about yourself in your current career now, see if this is something where you want to be, but really honing down on what are your likes, your dislikes. So now you know which direction which would be more beneficial for you, and really initiate those that fire spark in you, which we all have.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for sharing these insights. Also, for our audience, would you please share your reach out information, contact information, how they can reach out to ClearSet and yourself if they like to continue this conversation?
Yes, everyone. So please connect with me. I am on LinkedIn, Yasmine Gardiner. And you can also reach out to me by email at yasmine.gardner@clearset.ai. You can go on our website as well too and reach out to our general email from there as well too. So there are numerous ways you can get in touch with me. I'm very kind, so I do respond back, and I do try to help out as much as I can. But I really love to see everyone grow, and I'm super excited for how you're going to take this knowledge and apply it to yourself. But please reach out to me if you have any questions regarding AI, or just wanting to learn, you know, as an up and coming, how is that like, and what entails with that.
Yasmine Gardiner, thank you so much for being with us in your busy schedule, and thank you for sharing the insights with us. Much appreciated. And I'm sure today our audience, our followers, learn a lot from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much for having me. I really appreciate it, Kevin. You all have a great day, and I just hope life continues to be kind to you all.
Yeah, to us all, hopefully. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And to our
Thank you.
audience and to our followers, I'd like to thank you for following us. Well, today we have 3 episodes of our podcast, American Business Podcast. So we have more today. Please continue watching us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram. And thank you for your support, and looking forward to seeing you at our coming episodes. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.